Coming up on JetLife, we head to the practice field for a Halloween edition of Keelan's Questions. Morgan Moses answers your Twitter questions, and I talk with Michael Carter on this week's 40-yard stroll. That and much more on the other side.
And we welcome you to a new season of New York Jets football. Fires one up the seam, and he's got a connection. At the goal line, the push into the end zone. Yes, that's a Jet touchdown.
1, 2, 3. Jets fans, what's going on? Welcome back to JetLife from inside the BetMGM studio. And hold on, something doesn't quite feel right, so let's try this. That's much better. And you smell that? Smells like potential. And happy Halloween, Jets fans. We have a great show for you tonight. And let's start off with one of our favorite co-hosts, Keelan Cole.
Keelan's Questions. Yeah. Hey, Keelan.
Oh, let's get the referees. How y'all doing? All of y'all won. So y'all ain't got. Let's go. Second career. All right. Who on the team wouldn't last in a horror movie? Y'all been around us a lot. Definitely you. So you definitely know. Wouldn't last in a horror movie. Dang, that's the second person who got it right. Snickers, Kit Kat, Reese's, Twix, or yourself. You gotta lose one.
Reese's, because I'm allergic to peanuts.
Well, you're gonna hold on. That's the one you losing. Snickers is on there. Snickers, Kit Kat, Reese's, and Twix. Lose one. Lose one. Which one you gotta lose?
Twix.
Twix?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, which one's the best one?
Snickers.
I like that. Thank you. Thank you for being on Keelan's Questions. Who is the least scariest person in the receivers room? Who's the least?
The least scariest?
Least.
I would say myself.
No, you can be real. You can be real. You gotta answer that question. Because these questions ain't gonna get no better.
I'll put myself in that list. I'll be number one on that list. We got some scary dudes, man.
Who in the receivers room wouldn't last in a horror movie?
In a horror movie? Probably. You won't laugh.
So look. I'm gonna say I wouldn't last, but that's only because I'm running away. I'm not even gonna be there. I'm out. Like I'm not even gonna be there. If you had to go one-on-one for $1 million with anybody in the receivers room guarding us, who would you pick for your chance to win the $1 million?
Guarding our guys?
One-on-one. You're a DB. You at your peak.
Oh, I'm the DB?
You're at your peak.
Oh, I mean,
And you get to guard somebody for $1 million. One play, one route.
I'm going to get $9 million.
Go routes not included.
I'm going to lock everybody down.
All right, we have it there. Keelan's Questions. I make my own questions up for the most part. Thank you for having me.
Keelan Cole's just the best, isn't he? And, you know, it's kind of like seeing Billy Joel perform live. Never disappoints. All right, we have more questions, your Twitter questions for right tackle Morgan Moses. He sat down, he answered them. Check it out.
This is Morgan Moses, and this is the Jets Twitter Talk. So I got a couple of questions here. If you could block for any running back in the history, who would it be? I've already blocked for like a walking Hall of Famer. If you want to call it a walking Hall of Famer, I would say Adrian Peterson. Crunchy or smooth peanut butter? I guess for me it doesn't really matter because I don't really eat peanut butter that much unless it's in a smoothie. So if it's crunchy, it's going to be smooth anyway. So I guess both. How many times have people made jokes about you partying the Red Sea in your life? That's probably from like first day of playing Little League football. It's just like me and my brother played on the same side. My brother's a year and a half older than me, so we always played every other year on the same football team, and we would line up on the same side. So like it's always been like Moses parting the Red Sea. But I remember going on my official visit to UVA, and as I was walking down the stadium steps to the game, everybody was like, "Morgan, please come here, part the Red Sea." So I've heard that quite a bit. If you were a Halloween candy, what would you be? Dang. I would say Snickers, because every bite counts. And last one, have you thought about what you want to do after your football career? I have 4 beautiful children, 3 of them are boys, and I'm going to spend quality time with them, probably coaching, and being that loud, obnoxious parent in the stands. That's it, guys.
Welcome back to a spooky episode of JetLife inside the BetMGM studio. It is time for the top moment of the week. Starting at number 3, linebacker Del'Shawn Phillips gets his first career sack against Mac Jones and the Patriots. Unblocked, no problem for Phillips. Coming in at number 2, Corey Davis goes up on Mike White's first pass attempt. Happens to be a touchdown. Corey Davis is a bad man, kind of like back in the 80s though, when bad actually meant good. And coming in at number 1, Elijah Moore. Talk about first. How about his first career touchdown? Comes on a rushing play, a little end around. As Mark Jackson would say, mama, there goes that man. And that is your top moment of the week. It's time to rewind the clock as center Connor McGovern reads his college scouting report coming out of Missouri. And before we show you, I got to give my guy Connor a little pep talk. Connor, what's the happiest animal on earth? It's a goldfish. You know why? Got a 10-second memory. Be a goldfish, Connor. Block out the noise. Don't worry about what they said.
My name's Connor McGovern, and this is my scouting report. A left tackle at Missouri during the 2015 season, Connor McGovern is a fantastic strength player and a weight room freak. Well, I was always told that if they said you're a weight room freak, they just had nothing nice to say about you on the field. So as much as that seems like a good thing, in the world of football, it normally means you're a little stiff and they didn't have anything nice to say about you from your field play. He's able to squat 690 pounds and has proved to be a mean, powerful finisher. When working in space at tackle, McGovern was betting on his athleticism to beat SEC pass rushers. He struggled to recover against speed and would be a liability at tackle. I would 100% agree. I do not have the length or the size to play tackle. McGovern has been well coached to take the right angles and not waste steps when pursuing defenders at the second level or when asked to pull and reach down the line. Sounds like I have not a small lower half to do all that, but you know, I would say pretty fair. You know, I was a 5th round pick, so I would actually say there's a lot of positives for a 5th round pick. A fair assessment.
All right, everybody, just like your body, your mind is like day-old rice. If it ain't warmed up properly, something real bad could happen. Now, with that being said, here's this week's trivia question. In the 2009 season, the Jets faced the Bengals in a win-and-you're-in situation week 17. Who was the leading rusher for the Jets in their 37-0 victory to take them to the playoffs? Don't touch the remote. We'll have the answer on the other side. Welcome back to JetLife inside the BetMGM studio. Happy Halloween. Get your trivia caps on because here's this week's question. In the 2009 season, the Jets faced the Bengals in a win-and-you're-in situation in week 17. Who was the Jets' leading rusher in their 37-0 victory to take them to the playoffs? Drum roll, brrr, Brad Smith.
Rolling to his right, cuts it upfield. He's loose at the 50, at the 40 of the Bengals, at the 30, inside the 20, at the 10, dragging tacklers, down to the
92 yards and a touchdown. He was everywhere, including a 57-yard score. Corey Davis is no stranger to adversity, but his heart and determination brought him from a challenging upbringing to where he is now with the Jets. And if you care about someone and you got a little love in your heart, there ain't nothing you can't get through together. Let's take a look back in this week's One Jets Drive Wheels Up, presented by JetBlue.
You don't gotta stare at them. It's okay. Punch your own. She set up already?
Yeah, she got everything.
This is a stressful game, man. It's a stressful business. It's a lot of anxiety, but they provide a lot of comfort for me.
We try. It's funny because I always knew that he would be a great dad, like from the first time I met him. So seeing him like actually take on that role has been even better, to be honest with you, because he just loves her so much, and he always loves to play with her. And she already likes him better than me, but it's fine.
She's been saying dada. She's gonna say daddy first. Wow.
Yeah, she's da-da, da-da, da-da all day long. Right?
Who y'all think she looks like, me or her?
I thought you was my little twin.
For Davis, the birth of his daughter, Xavier, was the high point of a year filled with hardships.
Well, there was real phenomenal people that the Lord placed in my life. And just looking back on it, you know, you don't really realize it when you're in it, but man, if I didn't have those people, you know, to kind of give me that extra push and that extra shove that I needed, and extra support and love, you know, I wouldn't be here.
Field into the end zone. Touchdown, Western Michigan. Oh, what a move by Corey Davis. A spectacular catch by the Mac's all-time leading receiver.
Touchdown Titans! Corey Davis!
One thing that's evident in my story is that adversity. You know, these days I kind of expect the adversity to hit, expect it to come. Because there's been so much in my life, man, and it's not easy. It never is easy. It seems like there's always something. But, you know, there's teachable moments in that, and I think that the Lord is always trying to teach me something, and trying to strengthen me, you know, through the adversity and through the tough times and trials. The goal is to come out better than you were before facing all that hardship. You know, that's my main focus, is to keep fighting, keep pushing through, because, you know, I got a little girl that's watching me now. I got other people that's watching me now, so I got to do it for them.
What do you say we do what the man says and take a deeper dive on Elijah Moore's first touchdown? Well, here's senior reporter Eric Allen for this week's Next Gen Stats.
Elijah Moore turned on the afterburners last Sunday in New England.
Turning the right corner is Elijah Moore. He's got a lane to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown. Elijah Moore turns the corner.
Moore's first career touchdown came on a run when he reached a top speed of 19.74 miles per hour. Mike LaFleur dialed up a creative play call inside the red zone, motioning Jamison Crowder all the way behind running back Michael Carter and quarterback Mike White. White, who was in a shotgun formation, faked the handoff to Carter, then flipped to Moore, who worked his way across the field past Crowder after taking the ball at the 25. His momentum took him back to the 27, and then Moore definitely picked an inside hole, leaving Dietrich Wise in his wake. Then number 8 simply outraced multiple Patriot defenders to the end zone. Along the way, he picked up great blocks from center Connor McGovern and Morgan Moses, while Elijah Vera Tucker helped by the goal line. Moore's race to pay dirt was the Jets' 4th fastest run through 6 games, and he covered 53.9 yards in all on the play. His expected rush total was 14 yards, but Moore cashed in from 19 yards out. Moore ran 17.1 yards before contact, and he took care of the final 1.9 yards with some help from his big friends. While Moore rushed 21 times at Mississippi, he never scored a touchdown on the ground in college. He did have 16 career receiving touchdowns at Ole Miss, including 8 last season. It's only a matter of time before he gets his first touchdown catch for the Jets. He's a sub 4.4 guy with special ability down the field. You might say Elijah Moore has scary speed. Happy Halloween.
All right, first things first, show the shorts. How did the shorts get so short, and when did they go from like here to here?
From here to here, it's
Yeah.
like the same way I'm trying to take my game, to the top. I just think about that every day. I wake up, I put the shorts on, and just go to work.
All right, so you once said that Japanese food would be your last meal or either your go-to meal. How many pieces of sushi could you eat one sitting if you were like real hungry?
Maybe like 6 or 7 rolls. I've done it.
You've done what?
Like 6 or 7 rolls.
6 or 7. Are we talking like all fish or like one cucumber
Raw
roll?
fish, mostly just raw fish.
Okay.
To be honest.
I'm not gonna try to do the math, but that's a lot of sushi.
No, it's a lot of sushi with good calories though.
Yeah,
good,
okay.
Good calories, yeah.
Yeah. Big, smart calorie guy,
Absolutely.
right?
Smart
Okay.
calorie guy.
Shout out to Quick Draw. Give me an epic win.
We was playing Wake Forest last year, and we was probably down by like 24 at the half. And we went in the locker room, and the guys, we were just like, yeah, man, they beating us, but they're not that good. So we was like, y'all ready? We went out and won. Then we scored like 35 on extra points or something like that.
All right. I thought maybe you were gonna say the Miami game when you and your guy Javante went off, but
No, that was a good game, but I'm not gonna lie, we kind of knew that was gonna happen a little bit. We felt it before the game.
okay. All right. There you go. 40-yard troll. New Jersey Lottery. Michael Carter.
Hey.
For the Jets, they're taking on a challenge in the 5-2 Bengals at MetLife Stadium this weekend. And for more of a look at Cincinnati's team, I caught up with Bengals team reporter Marissa Contepelli for this week's Opponent Talk. A spooky Opponent Talk welcoming in Bengals team reporter Marissa Contepelli. Marissa, are you ready for some Bengals Halloween talk?
Oh my gosh, Ethan, absolutely. Especially since our colors are black and orange, it kind of fits the theme really nice.
First things first, I feel like if you're an NFL fan, you see what Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are doing. Let's start with Burrow though. Gets hurt last year. Where's his biggest growth been in year 2 for him?
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, there's been a lot of growth from Burrow across the board. On the field, you got to look at his confidence and his leadership. He was a natural-born leader, came into the locker room last season and demanded that respect. And this year, he's even taken it up a step. And it's been really, really fun to watch, just kind of see him continue to grow as a captain and a leader of the locker room. But when you look at his play on the field, I've been really impressed with just his comfort level in the pocket. And you talk about adding in Jamar Chase, the ability for him to now get those deep passes and really kind of show off his arm strength, something we didn't see much of at all last season. I think his longest pass went for about 30 yards. I mean, he's had 5 touchdowns over 30 air yards already in 2021, not to mention that 82-yard touchdown in week 7 to Jamar Chase against Baltimore. So it's going to be fun to watch, this kid continue to grow and develop as a player.
What is in the water down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana? Joe Burrow comes in to the NFL, immediately starts to be effective. Same thing with Jamar Chase. What's something about Jamar Chase in terms of his game that maybe surprised you, Marissa?
Honestly, so far, all of it. I think we all had pretty high expectations for Jamar Chase to come into his rookie season and to really kind of make a case for his own to be the #1 receiver of this team. I don't think anyone quite expected him to go off for over 750 yards, 6 touchdowns in just his first 7 games. The fact that he has come out here and just kind of blown everyone out of the water, it's just been, I mean, your jaw's on the floor sometimes with what he's able to do. So the fact that Jamar Chase is now bringing that to this offense, it just adds another element and another ability, another weapon to kind of give Joe Burrow.
All right, and that's how we wrap up this edition of Opponent Talk. Marissa, thanks a lot. One last thing before we wrap up the show, and I don't want to give too much away, but I will tell you this. Our video team is bringing some major heat. We're just a group of people who care, Jets fans, not unlike folks at a hip-hop concert whose hands are not in the air. Unfortunately, Jets fans, that's all the time we have on this week's episode of Jet Life. We will see you next week. Dang nabbit, he was more open than the jar of peanut butter on my counter.